Hey guys, and welcome to homework help, page 311, 7 through 15. Let's start with number 7, and it's asking for three solutions to the equation y equals 2x plus 1. So what we were working on in class was our little input and output charts. Our little x is our input, y would be our output. It wants three answers, so we can just plug in a 0, a 1, and a 2 as our inputs and see what comes out on the outputs. So it would be y equals 2 times 0 plus 1, y equals 2 times 1 plus 1, and y equals 2 times 2 plus 1. So this one's going to be a 1. This one's going to be 2 plus 1 is 3. This one's going to be 4 plus 1 is 5. So 0 and 1, 1 and 3, 2 and 5 would be your three solutions. Number 8. Y equals 3x plus 2. So again, we want our input-output chart. We can plug in the same numbers. You could actually put in a -1, 0, and +1 if you wanted to. 0, 1, and 2 just seem the easiest to me. So y equals 3 times 0 plus 2. Y equals 3 times 1 plus 2. Y equals 3 times 2 plus 2. So 0 plus 2 is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 6 plus 2 is 8. So as you go up by 1's here, you're going up by 3's over here. It's 3 times x. Number 9, we have x plus y equals 6. So again, we want to do our input-output. So we get a 0, a 1, and a 2 for x. So 0 plus y equals 6. Y's got to equal 6, because 0 plus 6 equals 6. 1 plus y equals 6 would be 1 plus 5, so y's got to equal 5. And 2 plus y equals 6. 2 plus 4 equals 6, so y's got to be 4. So there's your three solutions for number 9. You can pause it and copy those down if you're behind. I'm going to keep moving. Number 10. Number 10, you have x plus y equals 8. So our little x and y chart. We plug in again 0, 1, and 2. So if I put an x in there, it's going to add y to it and get an 8. 0 plus 8 would equal 8, so y is going to equal 8. 1 plus y has to equal 8, so 1 plus something would be 7 equals 8, so y is going to equal 7. And 2 plus y equals 8. 2 plus 6 would equal 8, so y is going to equal 6. For 11, 2x plus y equals 10. I think it would be better if we subtracted the 2x and got y by itself, because then we can get our output right away. So these would cancel out. You'd have just y on the left side, and negative 2x plus 10 would be your function. So this is what's going to happen. We drop an input, we do this, and then we get our output. So let's see what we get here. 0, 1, and 2, so y equals negative 2 times 0 plus 10 is going to equal a 10, because negative 2 times 0 is 0, and then plus 10 is 10. Y equals negative 2 times 1 plus 10. That's going to be negative 2 plus positive 10. That's actually going to be positive 8. You might see that we're going down by 2, so I think if we do this one, we're probably going to get a 6 here. Negative 2 times 2 plus 10. This would be negative 4 plus 10, so yeah, you will get 6 there. Number 12. Number 12, you have 3x minus y equals 11. again, I would probably subtract my 3x just to get y by itself. So you would get negative y. This is still a negative y right there. Negative y equals negative 3x plus 11. And we should divide everything by negative 1 so that we don't have a negative in front of this y right here. So y equals 3x positive. Negative divided by negative is positive 3x. 11 divided by negative 1 would be negative 11. Different signs, you've got to get a negative answer there. So when I put in my x and y chart, put in a 0, a 1, and a 2 into this function down here. So y equals negative or positive 3 times 0 minus 11. That's going to give us negative 11 because you're going to get 0 minus 11. That's negative 11. Y equals 3 times 1 minus 11. Positive 3 minus 11 will be negative 8. So it looks like we're going up by 3 here, from negative 11 up to negative 8. And then y equals 3 times 2 minus 11. That's going to be a 6 minus an 11. It's going to be a negative 5. So you can see we went up by 3 on all those. There's 12. Again, you can pause it if you need to. Let's go to number 13. 3 left. Got 4x plus 3y equals 14. 4x plus 3y equals 14. Again, I think it's easier to get y by itself just so we can get our output right away. So minus 4x. So we would get 3y equals 4x minus, or negative 4x plus 14. Negative 4x plus 14. And then we should probably divide by 3. This is going to be a challenging one right here. So we're going to get y equals negative 4 thirds times x plus 14 thirds. Okay, so let's do our x and y chart. Again, we'll plug in a 0 for sure. So that's going to be y equals negative 4 thirds times 0 plus 14 thirds. That's going to equal 14 thirds, because this is a 0 plus 14 thirds is just going to give you 14 thirds. If you plug in a 1, negative 4 thirds times 1 plus 14 thirds, this is going to give you still going to give you negative 4 thirds. So when you subtract these, they already have a common denominator. When you subtract these, you're just going to get 10 thirds. And then number 2, you plug that in, negative 4 thirds times 2 plus 14 thirds. You notice you went down by 4, so you're going to go down by 4 more, you're going to get 6 thirds. It actually equals a 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 14, 5x plus 7y equals 19. 5x plus 7y equals 19. This one's a nice, fun fraction one again. We should be able to find a pattern, so let's go ahead and subtract our 5x. So you're going to get 7y equals negative 5x plus 19 divided by 7. So y equals negative 5/7 x plus 19/7. And we can get our x and y chart. We can look for a pattern here. So again, we'll put in a 0, a 1, and a 2. Y equals negative 5/7 times 0 plus 19/7. It's going to just equal 19/7. It's a 0 again. Y equals negative 5/7 times 1 plus 19 over 7. So let's see, negative 5/7 and a positive 19. When you subtract those, you're going to get 14/7, which is actually a 2. It's going to be positive 14/7, so it's going to be positive 2. you actually went down 5/7 here. So from 19/7 to 14/7. So you go down 5 more, you're going to get 9/7 for this last one. Should be coming out to 9/7. Because you're going to get negative 5/7 times 2 plus 19/7. That's going to be negative 10/7. So when you subtract 10 and 9, you're going to get, or 19, you're going to get your 9. So it is 9/7. And one left. 15. We've got 6x minus 5y equals 23. 6x minus 5y equals 23. Again, I would get y by itself. So I would subtract 6x, get negative 5y equals negative 6x plus 23, divide by negative 5. So you're going to get a y equals negative divided by negative is a positive 6/5 x minus 23/5. 23/5 and it's negative. So we need to get our x and y chart. Our input will input a 0, a 1, and a 2. You probably know what's going to happen when I put in a 0. That's going to become 0, so it's just going to be negative 23/5. That's what happens when you put in a 0 here, so I'll put a little 0 on top. When you put in a 1, you're still going to get 6/5 minus 23/5. When you subtract those two, 6 minus 23, you are going to get negative 17/5. You notice here, you went up 6/5. So we want to go up 6/5 more. That means you got to subtract those two. You're going to get negative 11/5. 2. So if you plug in a 2 right there, you end up at 12/5, and when you subtract 13, 23 minus 12, you get 11. Alright guys, we'll see you tomorrow.